Hello and welcome to this week's webcast, live webcast from the Stratford Shakespeare Festival. I'm Antoni Cimolino. I'm the General Director of the festival, and I'm here today with two extremely promising and talented young actors. I'm here with two Birmingham Conservatory young actors. And the first to my left is Stacie Steadman. Hello, Stacie.
Hi.
Hi. And Ian Lake.
Hi.
Now, you're going to hear a lot about the Birmingham Conservatory today. We're about to meet the director of the Conservatory program, who's Martha Henry. And you're also going to find out about the Conservatory production. That is where all these great young talented people come together in a production of Love's Labour's Lost. So before we go to the pre-recorded segments, I want to ask you, and let's start with you, Stacie. What is the Birmingham Conservatory?
The Birmingham Conservatory is a 20-week intensive that happens here at the festival. So our class was chosen from hundreds of actors, young actors auditioned from every major city, I think, in the country, and also an actor from Chicago. And so there were 8 of us chosen, and we got here in September, and we've been training ever since. And the conservatory ended in January. And now we're moving into, I think, what most of us are considering the next part of our training, which is being in the company and being in a full-fledged show with Michael Langham.
So the focus is on doing Shakespeare and being able to do the classics. Thousands of people applied, hundreds were auditioned. You're one of 8 chosen. I guess you feel pretty special.
Yeah, I do, and it's amazing to be among this group. I mean, I feel absolutely humbled to be with the actors that I'm with, and in this place and in this company. It's been amazing.
And thanks to the program, you are paid to learn, right?
Yes.
That's very cool.
Thanks to the Birminghams, it's been an amazing opportunity.
Great. Okay, Ian, so you're all now in Romeo and Juliet.
Indeed.
You're in Love's Labour's Lost, though, and you are playing Berowne,
I am.
which is a phenomenal part. And you're getting to do Jaquenetta, which is delightful. So tell us about the production. You're directed by Michael Langham, who really was a seminal force in terms of the festival. How's it going?
It's a pretty incredible experience. I've never quite met anyone like Michael. He's a pretty amazing man.
Yeah.
I've never met a mind like his. And I mean, a lot of what we practice on the stage, that is the rules of this stage, he began that, he started that. Yeah, so I think especially for a young actor, for young actors like we are, it's a really unique and important and special experience to learn from a man like him who can just teach you so much. Yeah.
You know, Ian, I was directed a number of times by Michael. That was true for the artistic directors, and we realized just what you've just said, that it's an important part of our learning process. Okay, so here's the deal. We're now going to have Martha Henry speak to you a little bit about the program and what she hoped to achieve with it. She's not only a phenomenal actress and director, she is an outstanding leader of that program. Then we're going to take you behind the scenes with Stacie and the other young ladies in Love's Labour's Lost, and you're going to see some archery practice. And then we'll come back and we'll take your questions, so send us lots of your questions. Here we go with Martha Henry.
Hello, we're in conversation with Martha Henry, who is not only one of our best directors and actresses, but also a person who has taken charge of our conservatory program and over the past year has really, well, worked wonders. Here we are, Martha Henry. Martha, when you were first approached about the possibility of becoming the head, the principal, the director of our conservatory training program, did you warm to the idea?
My first thought was, I thought Antoni Cimolino was crazy. Why on earth would he ask me to do this? I also thought, no, I'm an actor and sometimes a director, and I didn't want to give my life over for teaching. I know enough about teaching to know how all-consuming it is. But Antoni Cimolino is very persuasive. And so he asked me to think about it, and I thought about it, and eventually I realized one of the aspects of directing I like best is teaching the younger actors, getting in there and messing around with what's going on, or trying different ways of getting at a problem, or suggesting ways in which a line might be phrased or structured. And eventually I thought, no, this might be a very interesting thing to do.
What were the things that you felt were priorities that needed to gradually over time change?
I think what we all thought when we were discussing it, this was when we were also talking about it with the directorate, we felt that we wanted the kids. I'm sorry, I call them the kids, I guess, because I don't know what else to call them, but in fact, they're not kids, they're young actors. This first year, what was my first year, they ranged in age from 22 to 32. And we felt, I think we all felt, that we wanted them to be a bit more experienced, and we wanted them to be able to take on major roles, perhaps not leads, but we wanted them to be able to play substantial parts in Shakespeare. So with this aim in mind, we structured the program in my first year to have a slightly more practical bent. I made sure that there were people in the festival that could talk to them a lot about wigs, about wardrobe, about how you behave backstage, how you interact with stage management. I didn't want any of them to treat stage management as if they were their servants, or that the stage management worked for them. I wanted them to be very aware of the way in which the festival theater works. It's a brilliantly organized structure and organization, and I wanted to make sure that they fit in a very proactive way, a term I don't like very much, but that pretty well describes what I was after.
What do you look for in a young actor?
Intelligence, a sense of humor, a sense of balance, so that they know where they are, that they are not overly self-aggrandized or not overly humble. Some kind of makings of voice and speech strength, kind of bodily strength, flexibility. They don't have to be dancers, they don't have to be singers, but they have to have some kind of feeling in that area. And then finally, we're here really to try to help them with things like text and so on, but you want them to have a smell of text, a feeling, a love of words, a kind of passion for Shakespeare, if that's possible. And then you want something that makes you say, oh, that's an interesting young man, or what a fascinating young woman that is. Something that, I've said before, makes the hair stand up on the back of your neck.
Martha, it's still early days in the sense that you had this group, this first group that you brought in, join last September. It's now April, but and they're right now rehearsing Love's Labour's Lost. As you watch this group, were there one or two examples where you felt, aha, I can see them learning things, I can see them changing and growing?
Yes, I guess so. That was pointed out to me better by people who were there in the beginning and then came back at the end. I saw them every single day. So what I was more aware of were the tiny victories, the things that I saw them achieve. But Michael Langham, I have to say, after he saw them in September and met them and auditioned them, when he was emailing me and talking to me on the phone from England, began to call them his chickens.
Bonding.
Yes. So
Mark,
I was very pleased about that.
You sound like you're enjoying this. You sound a little bit like you're actually getting a kick out of watching these young people change and grow.
Yes, I think I am. You should tell Mr. Cimolino that.
Thank you, Martha.
Thank you, Antoni.